Hey guys, it's Chinon here. In this video I'll show you how to do digital coloring. This was a friend request and I thought it would be a very interesting since a lot of people has asked me the same. I'll be using the program Clip Studio Paint for iPad, but these techniques can be also used in Paint Toolsite and Photoshop. So now let's get to it. Today I'll go straight to the point. And as you can see here, I have already done the sketch and the line work. For the later process, I have to make sure the line work is clean and fully closed, making sure there are no open spots around it. I like to use this kind of very clean line work because it makes it easier to start with the color. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. If you like to use a more sketchy line work, don't worry, you can use this tutorial too. The first step is to make a new clean layer. This one is gonna be under our line work layer. Then, with a bright contrasting color and full opacity ink brush, we are gonna draw a line all around our character, making sure it's on the inner side of the figure. This is the starting point that works for sketchy line works. Once you have finished all the contour, you just have to pick the paint bucket and fill up the center to make it all one solid color. But now, if you like to do things faster and easy, this is why you need a clean line work that is fully closed. This time, we'll go to the line work layer, keeping a new clean layer under it. With the magic wand, we're gonna select all the space around the character, all the places we don't want the paint to go in. Then I'll select the reverse option. This is gonna turn around our selection, making the space inside the line work selected. Now, with the paint bucket, I will fill the area in the clean layer we have already created. Ta-da! Now you just have to erase all the spots the magic wand might have missed, and it's ready to continue. This is kinda the magic part. In the layers area, you have to look for the option Block Transparent Pixels and click in. It looks like a security lock with a chess square. Now it's activated in the color layer. This tool blocks all the transparent areas, so only the colored areas can be edited or painted. Even if you draw outside, this will not allow it. Pretty cool, right? So it doesn't really matter if you painted all green, like I did. You just have to pick the right color and paint all over it. I picked Bakugo's skin color as the base. This tool is also called Block Transparent Pixels on Photoshop and Preserve Opacity on Paint Toolsite. Let's add other flat colors. For this, I'll make a new layer over the base color one. Here comes the second magic tool. In the layer area, I'll select the option Clipping Layer. The color I pick now is Bakugo's hair color. Now, when I paint his hair, the new layer is gonna cut itself following the shape under it. In this case, our base color layer. Let's get all the hair painted. As you can see, his skin color is very similar to his hair color. That's why I'll shift to a contrasting bright blue color. This way I can see where I'm coloring. Then I just activate the Block Transparent Pixels option for this layer and paint all over it. This option is called Create Clipping Mask on Photoshop, and you have to select it with the right click over the layer you wanna cut. On Paint Tool side, this option is called Clipping Ground. And I applied the same tools, New Layer, Clipping Layer, and Block Transparent Pixels to paint the tank top. For the light and shadow process, the first I want to do is to determine where the light source is. In this case, I want it to be in Bakugo's hand. You all know Bakugo has exploding powers, so it will look really cool if the light comes from an explosion in his hand, right? I will also mark the direction where the light is going. Then I'll sketch the shadow on his body, and it will go on the opposite side of the light. This will help when I start painting the final shadows. The sketch is drawn in a new layer. Obviously, we don't want to mess up what we have already done. In the base color layer, the one with Bakugo's skin color, I select a brush, and using the same skin color, I'll select a darker color in the same palette. I just use a brush. I don't really have any preference on this one. I just use the default brush the program I'm working in has to offer. With this brush and color, I'll paint following the shadow sketch I did before. I'll put shadow on the fingers too. If the light is coming from the palm of the hand, the external part of the fingers will be not affected by the light. Also, the shadow of the fingers will be reflecting on his face. Now I'll pick an even darker color and I'll put deeper shadows on the skin. Sadly, here is no magic technique that can help you. To know where to put the shadows, you just have to observe and study how the light works on different objects and animals, and even on people. It's just practice and study and practice again and study and practice and study. If I feel the shadow is too hard, I'll select the blur tool and blur it out a little so it matches with the other colors. Sometimes I use the spray tool to give it a softer finish. This is the way I go with the shadows, going back and forward between colors until I'm satisfied with the result. Once I'm finished with the shadows, I'll start the bright areas by using the same skin color but in a lighter tone. With the brush, I will place this new color in all the places that are closer to the light source. Since the palm of the hand is the light source, I put a brighter color in here, a skin tone that is close to white. Then I blur out the light areas to merge it with the base color scheme. So this way the skin looks super soft. Let's make his skin more vivid. It's time for some blush. Creating a new layer over the skin base layer, I'll activate the clipping layer option. Now select a pinkish color, and with the spray tool, I'll put blush anywhere I think is cute. Yes, that's my criterion. Cuteness. Don't worry, I'll tone it down now. In the layer option of blending mode, I'll choose the multiply filter, and I'll put less opacity on this layer until I feel it looks okay. Now I can use the option merge layers to combine the layer on top with the one that is underneath. I want to do an extra step on the skin process. I'll select a light blue tone and I'll apply this color on the opposite side of the light source. This is the secondary light that comes from the environment. It's just an extra shine that gives more depth to the body. But now let's go back to the first light source. And let's give it more shine by using almost white color to brighten up all the edges. Let's define those muscles. A little shine on the lips, eyes, especially in the nose, and I'll give him some undershadows in his eyes. Now teeth and eyes. Boop! I choose a really light gray color. I usually don't use pure white for these details. I made the shadows using gray and blending it a little. In this process, I will also do the eyebrows using a yellowy brown. And with a darker tone, I'll do the shadow and make some extra texture on them. For the iris, I'll pick a dark red, then a darker red for the pupil, and a bright red for the shine. When I paint the shine of the iris, I do it on the opposite side from the light is coming. Let's do the hair. First, I'll choose a darker browny yellow color to do the shadows. With the brush, I'll go up, lift the brush at the end, and then I'll go down with the same move. This way, I'll go all over the places shadow should be. By leaving some places without shadow, you can create shines to give depth to the hair. With the shine, I'll choose a light yellow, and using the same motion, I'll paint closer to the light. And a little more dark color to give more depth to some parts. The tank top is easy, just using the same techniques as before in the tank top layer. Now comes the complicated step. Time to do the explosion. New layer, again, but this time it's gonna be on top of all the previous layers. Choosing orange and the spray tool, I'll make a circle on the center of the hand. Then I'll duplicate the layer, and on the layer on top, I'll apply the blending mode overlay. This will give transparency and brightness to the layer. New layer on top, and this time we'll go with a lighter tone. The spray tool, overlay blending mode, and a little circle. And one more time, a new layer, a lighter color, yellow this time, blending mode overlay, and a little circle in the center. Once this is all done, I'm gonna erase the color over the fingers. This way it's starting to look like light. Now let's add some more little explosions using the same process. In a new layer on top of everything, using the blending mode overlay, I'll add some more shine with the spray tool, making some lines from the center and out. To make it look more like an explosion, I'm gonna paint some smoke little clouds using the spray tool on a new layer under all the layers we just made. From this on, this will be adding extra and extra layers using clipping layer with blending effects to make this pop more. First, some orange from the color light of the explosion and a blending mode that light this up. And now a cold color with multiply blending mode to make a general shadow tone. To finish this, some erasing in some areas that need to be bright. For me, this is the final step on painting a character. Yes, you guessed, a new layer on top of every layer we have done. With a full opacity ink pen and pure white, we're gonna draw the shine in the eyes. I like to do this at the very end, because I feel this is the step that brings a character to life. So poetic. But you thought I was leaving this here? No! New layer! Let's give it a simple background. A dark color is gonna make the explosion layer blending mode shine. Also, in a dark background, we can add some more pure white details like some hair and shine. Now it's done. Finally, and for real this time. I really hope you liked this video, and if you apply some of the techniques I use, don't forget to tag me on my social media so I can see your art and share it. Please leave a thumbs up so more people can see my videos, and don't forget to subscribe! Bye bye!